Greetings, fellow clowns that are absolutely not juggalos. Tiki here,
And BlueDragonFive.
and welcome to the Main Street Cinema Fan Fest, the show where we discuss the finer points in fan filmmaking. Yes, I can't do it, Dragon. You do it much better than I do.
Well, I don't mean to pat myself on the back. Oh, do I?
No, by all means, pat
No,
away.
no. Okay, folks, we're talking about Harley Quinn and the Joker versus the real world, Episode 1, The Roommate.
Dragon, you first suggested to me, like, one of the early suggestions for our little fan fest thing that we're doing, taking a look at some fan-made superhero. I mean, we're going to definitely get into some non-superhero stuff, but, like, don't want to box us up into any genres. But fan-made stuff, fan-made content, this was one of the early examples you had for me, and this is a delight. It really is. I love the conviction and the performances on the main two actors. I love the overall setup, the mundanity of it is just really fun. When you first gave me the title, Dragon, I literally thought it was like Harley Quinn and Joker going on the MTV show The Real World, which honestly for me would have been just a little bit more amusing just because I'm a reality TV guy. But whatever, I can live with the fact that it's not the actual real world TV show. It's fine, and I think it's still got a lot of good qualities to it. And I'm looking forward to seeing, especially now because there is an episode 2. Like, ooh, where's this going? Maybe because granted, I know we're not going to get one like every week or anything like that. But
I want to say it's going to be on a monthly basis. I don't know how many episodes.
Okay.
They are working on them in advance, and they basically do like a Patreon thing where if you donate, you can watch them early. But if we're doing anything, we'll probably do them in the way they're released publicly.
Sure, of course.
Which I think is on a monthly basis. I know they're doing at least 6. I don't know if they're going beyond that or whatnot. But we'll see.
Okay, that's exciting. Dragon, anything kind of specific to note and mention before we dive into it?
Sure. This is you'll see the Joker on screen there. He is Joshua Thomas, and he is the director, writer, and kind of series showrunner / creator of the
Multifaceted guy, multi-talented.
Wears many funny hats. but yeah, I got to tell you this real quick. My thoughts on it. This really blew me away. I mean, what I do is like constantly on a regular basis, I'll type in like Batman fan film or Joker fan. I'll look at fan films. I have like a whole catalog. Basically, I like the premise.
You have like a master playlist on your channel, right?
Yes, I always like to pride myself in having the best playlist on YouTube. I have the best, only the best fan films. Everything and have them on there, and again, I kind of basically on a regular basis. And this was a current thing that came out. And that's why I type in like Batman fan film or Joker fan, and I'll type in like specified this week, and then I'll come across like what the new kind of fan films of the week are. So I stay kind of current on it. And this, I want to say this is maybe a month or two ago, whenever. And I kind of came across it. And there were 2 Joker fan films. There's this and another one we might talk about down the line at some point. It's another good one. It's made by different people. But the point is, this is one of them that really blew me away. And the promise that there was more really intrigued me. And points I really was so blown away by it. I was kind of getting the opportunity to talk about it. We figured we're doing a month about superheroes and we're doing some fan films. That's really kind of when you brought up doing fan films, saying, well, this is really on my mind. This is really, it's really fun. It's really... it's very true to the characters, which really dazzles me. And I love that there's,
definitely.
It seems like there's going to be like a smart plot line in this as well, and they're not throwing it in your face, but it's kind of subtle. And basically, I really love the ending to this, and we'll get there. So let's just let me establish the premise, and then we'll go through the recap.
Sure.
So here's the premise, quite simply. Premise of this episode is Harley Quinn and the Joker move from Gotham. The premise is also the premise for the whole series as well. But this is for the first episode. The pilot, if you will. Harley Quinn and the Joker move from Gotham to Los Angeles for a fresh start and go through day-to-day mundanities, which, again, love the mundanities of this show, by the way. Go through day-to-day mundanities that entails, moving from one city to another. And what's the first mundane you got to go through? Finding a place to live. To do that, in L.A., you're going to look for a roommate.
Okay, so let's see. It begins with Harley being interviewed by Addison, who's not the landlord, but the roommate, the potential roommate in question.
Yes, and also let's talk about the designs because it's the first one. Let's talk about designs. I like their kind of blending things, by the way. That it's a Suicide Squad based Harley Quinn, but I love the cadence and the performance is very because Margot Robbie also did this too. It's why it kind of fits. Both sleeves in that regard. It's a very kind of animated series inspired with the dynamic between Harley and Joker in this. So like Harley's by definition, performing it like kind of animated series Harley, again, has the kind of veneer of like mix a little bit of old and a little bit of new here and there.
Yeah, I'd definitely say for both the Joker and Harley, it's definitely like the voice is more in line with the animated series, but the look is more in line with Suicide Squad.
Yeah, yeah. So you're right. So interviewing for the roommate position for her and her pudding.
Not pudding.
And speak of the devil shall appear. The performances are as you mentioned, the performances are excellent on
this guy has such charisma as the Joker. He just the great thing about this guy is that he genuinely makes the Joker into a guy that you just want to sit down and have a beer with.
Yeah, and again, the Joker, it's kind of a horrifying thing to accomplish.
Of course.
And the other thing I love too, I don't want to just highlight him. I also want to highlight. I believe her name is Brianna Oppenheimer.
Oh.
Really cool last name, by the way. Anyway, so Miss Oppenheimer here, she, I love how she performs Harley. Where she'll have like she has perfect timing with the Joker in this. She does, and what I love is like she'll go to like kind of with the whole speak of the devil and the devil shall appear. She knows when to kind of like change the cadence of a line just right. You know, it's like kind of like Harley Quinn, then gets a little serious with it somehow, and the devil shall appear. Okay, moving on. So we meet Jay, as people will call him, so they call him the Joker, which I do love that, by the way. And again, with the kind of the intention of the series, it's a very kind of classic Silver Age kind of. It's a mixture of. It's the ideal classic Joker, which is a mix of the Silver Age Joker and the Mark Hamill Joker.
Sure.
And he's very cool, by the way. He's very cool.
I'd say he's also got a little bit of a touch of the Batman, the 60s Batman. I'm sorry.
Cesar Romero.
Yeah, Cesar Romero. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why.
I think, the laugh is kind of reminiscent.
Just a little bit of that flair, just a little bit of that flavor, you know?
I could see that. And again, I like he's kind of that classic all-encompassing Joker, which, all Jokers kind of, that's the way you kind of, if you're ever going to do a Joker, you go with the classic comic version. No one's going to say you're wrong because you're kind of, every other Joker kind of borrows something from the original.
Sure.
Anyways, again, what I love about him, too, it makes his Joker a little bit more distinct, and it's kind of a great blend of everything, is that he has great Joker-esque one-liners here and there. He's just, the scripts and the writing on this show, for episodes 1 and 2, especially 2, I really love 2, which we'll get into at some point, but with this episode as well, I mean, the one-liners, I think, are so well written. They fit Joker so well, like, says, "Oh, hi, I'm Addison. Call me Addison." I never disrespect your parents by doing that. I think they're so brilliant. I mean, they're brilliantly written. It's almost like kind of a mixture of kind of Paul Dini and Jack Nicholson lines. It's like it's again, he's kind of a mix of many Jokers. That he has kind of he has really good one-liners like Jack Nicholson, but he has like they're written like Paul Dini though.
All right, so they have a sit down, and Joker's just like, all right, now I'm just going to address something right off the bat, which elicits a response from Harley.
That, and then I love this too. Again, so their timing and their chemistry is so
definitely.
Where they she'll laugh, and then they embody the animated series quality so well. Just like two Jokers annoyance, he'll say says Harley, and then she'll go, oh. But again, the timing on that's great. But I'm sorry, I think we might miss the. What I want to mention with his character, also the way he's performing it, last thing is that he does the best thing he can do with the Joker is that he has the animated series did all the time. He has this random turn on a dime quality that's in the best of Jokers you see, like whether it's Mark Hamill Joker, like just any Joker, it makes him all the more scary but also hilarious. So he all these random things that catch his eye, like the bar stools.
Yeah.
Ooh, bar stools, and would you look at that? It's a room.
Oh, look, a room! How wonderful.
What do you know? But yeah, anyway, they have a great timing report, eat the whole, whoop. So, anyways, they're talking about negotiating price. You can kind of go into the monotonies of, kind of becoming a roommate.
I love this. Addison's just like, well, what, is the price too high? And then the Joker's delivery on this is...
Again, it's so random, right? It's so wonderfully random.
Addison, it's a joke!
At that moment of pause, tension-filled pause goes by. And they're laughing their heads off. And it's just,
oh, my God.
No, money's not an issue. Yeah, I see banks driving over here.
And, of course, let's give a little credit to the Addison character, because I feel like the comedy with her is just how oblivious she is to the whole situation.
I know, and I tell you, Tiki, I have high hopes for Addison going forward, because I think they can do some really good stuff with her going forward. We'll save that more for the end, though. Because she does go through stuff in this episode.
She does.
And So again, they have also. I don't mean to just keep praising the performance, but it's the first one, so I might as well get that out of the way now. So I think they have great couple body language too, which the Joker and Harley. So they keep like they're all cuddling with each other and like it's like they're asking. So it's so much like kind of a happy married couple asking, "How's the crime rate?" And the fact that they're asking about the crime rate, like they're buying a house. It's they say, "Oh yeah."
Of schools and churches in the area, low crime, and the Joker's just like, how wonderful.
I assume thinking of like, oh, how we can milk this town.
Of course, yes.
So Addison asks, if they're. I love this too, and this is a running gag, by the way. So they do a variation on this, and I wonder if they're going to change it up each time or what. I hope they keep bringing this back because it's hilarious. This when they get confused for things other than clowns, they get really ticked off. So basically, Addison asks if they're juggalos. So let me ask you guys: are you juggalos? And very seriously, Joker says no, and then she says, "We ain't juggalos."
Oh God!
I just love that running gag. It's a hilarious running gag.
It's just a mere copyright infringement that hasn't been dealt with yet.
Which I tell you, I really hope that's a reference to one of my favorite Joker stories, The Laughing Fish, which is all about Joker getting copyrighted on fish. I could be stretching for that, but I'm just saying I really love that if that's the mindset behind that. Because again, he's interested in the Silver Age Joker, and a Mark Hamill Joker, I would assume he's seen that sort of stuff. Anyway, so clowns then? The short answer is yes. The long answer is yes.
And again, Addison is just completely oblivious. He's just like, you guys have such a great sense of humor.
I know, it's so great. Anyway, so Addison loves them because of this. Again, you're absolutely right. He's oblivious to what they're actually capable of. Loves sense of humor, and they seem like an awesome couple to her. It's kind of hard to refute that because they do seem really in tune with each other. And again, I like that they're not glazing over the fact there is kind of a hint of abuse between the two of them. That Joker does hold up the cards, and they do kind of like they're cheerleading on the sides for kind of domestic abuse.
Exactly. Let's get into that. So
here, speaking of which, speaking of the devil.
I already said that, Puddin'.
She's a step ahead of me. So Addison's mentioned that she has a fight with her boyfriend. I love their congratulating. Oh, congratulations!
It's like we're expecting. You know what I mean?
Yep. This is kind of what we were missing from Suicide Squad, the Joker stuff, which I hear we would have gotten this dynamic too, which makes me more want to get back.
God, I don't even want to talk about Suicide Squad right now. Let's focus on the positives.
Fine. But anyway, moving on. So then we hear Frank and speak of the devil callback. Then Frank greets Addison. They argue while Joker and Harley Quinn are watching
a room with entertainment. Oh, what a bargain!
And I love just how Frank is just so put off by them, saying, "What the heck?"
Frank has the reaction that a sensible person would have. That's not naive like Addison is. It's just like.
Sensible yet stupid because he's not in fear of these people, but still sensible. That I
guess so. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying at least he knows that there's something up with them.
Yep. Anyway, so as their kind of fights going on here, their kind of aggressive conversation. He's not so put off that he doesn't get rough with her in front of company. Again, this guy really is a douche. He's an LA douche.
Oh yeah.
Folks, they take a picture, note it down in your old notebooks. It's like LA douche, multicolored rainbows.
Oh no.
So anyway, young love, magical thing.
Oh,
so again, they're like that. Again, it's like they're watching. Oh, remember when I slapped you, Harley? Yes, I do, Puddin'. It was so romantic. Yeah, it's like you can imagine that's going through their thoughts on the side there. So
they're curling up on the couch. They're munching on popcorn.
Yes, the editing is very great in this. There's one editing issue in the next episode, but it's very minor. But I'm sorry, I'm jumping. I don't mean to jump ahead in the episode. The episode is really good. Anyway, point is, throughout this conversation, we keep having these awesome kind of cuts to them just enjoying the show, and also they're eating popcorn randomly, and then we just cut to them doing other stuff. It's very hilarious. So the conflict, what's going on in the conversation, the plot, if you will, is Frank wants Addison to move in with him instead of renting out her place to share roommates with and stuff.
Sure.
And, she has smart reservations. I don't even know if I want to live with you anymore. So at least she's not completely...
The guy seems like a total jackass. Like, given the choice between living with this guy and the Joker, I'd probably take the Joker.
Which I gotta tell you, again, it's such a perverse thing you'd never think in a million years. You're actually you're on Joker's side.
Right.
Again, Tiki, I gotta tell you, I'm sorry, it's just hitting on me. I think I know why I really love this show.
Yeah.
There was Denny O'Neil, again, one of the best Batman writers. He did this run where... he did for the first time was a comic series, a limited series following the Joker. It was all based on the Joker. And saying now it's a little more common with other characters. Even you can follow villains in comics and stuff. But I mean, that was like one of the first times it was done. You follow the Joker, and the point is, we're following the misadventures of the Joker, and we're rooting for him, which is a really hard thing to do. It's kind of right. That kind of Danny O'Neil did.
But you know what? In this context, like, even though the Joker's like rooting for domestic violence and whatnot, he seems like a genuinely good guy.
Absolutely. So. Let's see. So as the kind of the arguments going forward, it just Addison mentioning, "Oh, you're just like your father." That really sets Frank off. He almost hits Addison. Like on the sidelines, they're cheering. She demands for him to leave, and then I love this though. Harley Quinn suggests that the Joker intervenes since she will be our new roommate, and he agrees. Yes, we do have a rep to protect.
Mm-hmm.
So then Joker tells. Well, Frankie, I have to tell you, playtime is over. Then he's, then I love this is also a runner, kind of like the Marty McFly
definitely
chicken.
A runner for sure. Yeah,
this is kind of like the Marty McFly chicken thing for this show. So basically,
definitely.
when Joker is called a freak, it really gets understood.
And I think it makes a lot more sense character-wise than the Marty McFly chicken thing does.
Well, remember they wanted to put that in retrospect. They would have put that in the first one.
Fair enough.
Anyway, you're right. You're right though in that this works really well, and it's good. I imagine like Bullock would probably have been the start of this. I know it's like kind of unwritten. I'm just saying like Bullock like Joker a freak.
Right.
Boys, you don't want to call Joker a freak here, and that's Joker's butt. Yep. Harley Quinn tries to instantly kind of distract the Joker by saying,
"Hey, look at the carpets! It's so new."
Yep. And then pretty much they sign off on the room as Frank's kind of starting to threaten them. He's like saying, "Hey, well, he's trying to snap to me," sort of thing. And he takes the room, and then I think Frank is left at this point, or he's in the corner or something. I think he's in the room.
Yeah, he's in there. Yeah.
Point is, Joker and Harley take the room. Joker notices the bruising on Addison.
This is a great scene. This is like the Joker becoming Batman in a way.
I know, it's so weird. So again, you're right, Tig. It's like he is great bit. Again, it's kind of a sensitive bit too. He sees the bruising on Addison.
Definitely.
He asks, and I love this too. And the rewatches really stands out really well. Is that he says he asks about when's garbage pickup? Tomorrow. And he says perfect, and he covers up the bruise. A really subtle, really effective. You've never imagined Joker to have some sympathy for kind of
He not only has sympathy, he wants to get revenge. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's almost like the Punisher or something.
Yeah,
so
totally.
It's like Punisher with a sense of humor. So and then Joker says, "Okay, well, Harley, let's check out the complex." Harley's hoping for a pool.
Oh, I hope they have a pool.
But correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure we see a pool in the next episode. Like you don't see like the water, but you see at the edge of the pool. So I think there is a pool there. I hope so for Harley's sake. There is a pool. It could be a good setting. I don't know. Anyway, so Frank, after they leave, they check out, see if the place has a pool, and see what the amenities are. Frank is offended that Addison be willing to live with clowns versus him. It leads to a violent kind of ultimatum. He says, "I love you," which is a mixed message in itself, saying, "Hey, come live with me. I might beat you."
Yeah. No, seriously, this guy's just a straight up jerk, and I think it's a great kind of plot device they have with this guy going in is, the fact that he is such a jerk that it's like there's no other way around it. The Joker is by far a more sympathetic character than this guy.
Because I mean, short of a rapist, you need a really scummy character to make you root for the Joker.
Sure.
Anyway, so speaking of which, and now we're in the parking garage as kind of our Ray-Bans LA douche is walking home. Then we have our big confrontation. You ready for our big confrontation? Joker versus Frank. Not the Punisher, just a guy named Frank.
Oh God.
Ray-Bans. So, Joker tries kind of seemingly at first. Joker tries scaring Frank off. Threatens to, and then Frankie in retaliation threatens to beat the Joker, which I can tell you is not a good idea.
Oh, so much potential in you, Frankie boy.
I'm just split down the middle. Then again, so are you. And I like that this is all done in silhouette, by the way.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love the silhouette stuff. I feel like that's one of the things fan films really get right. They know how to use shadows really well. That's kind of a reoccurring thing I've been noticing with fan films.
Oh yeah, what's great here is I love that he does a Hannibal Lecter move, like from the movie Hannibal, where he kind of stabs him and kind of goes up, kind of splitting the. You don't see it, but it gets the violent implication in this case. But you stab and it literally splits him up the middle a little bit.
Play baseball, Frank.
What? Remember? Batter up. Then Harley's just going to town. I love that joke. This is such a classic Joker touch thing. Because Joker does not have a bat, yet he's mimicking hitting him with a bat.
Yes, I totally noticed that. That's great. I'm glad you brought that up. It's really subtle.
So Frankie is beaten to death in silhouette as he bleeds out. Meanwhile, here's the great ending I'm talking about here. Great ending. Don't worry, I got a good credit scene, but we have a great ending. Where Harley greets Addison. Addison's asking, what is it, Harley? Did you forget something? And, Harley just has a question. Says, Mr. J wanted me to ask you, do you recycle?
Oh, God.
Holding the bloody Ray-Bans. And here's the thing that I really love, Tiki, and this shows so much potential for the show, is that Addison, as the final moment of the episode, she gives this little smile, like maybe, she can't be that dim not to. I don't imagine she'd be that dim she can't put two and two together.
No, I don't think so. I would say that is part of the plot moving forward, is that she knows those two killed him.
I'm really hoping for that, because I think it opens so much great, interesting potentials that she gives that smile of like, it's not like a smile of like, oh, I'm terrified. No, it's like a smile of like, hey, I accept this.
Right.
Which again, it's suggesting this interesting plot going forward, perhaps that
like maybe these two are going to corrupt this girl or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, again, kind of Joker making another. I'm not saying he's going to make it directly another Harley, but in the vein of Harley, Joker corrupting other Joker, making his mark on LA quite literally with anyone he comes across. Mm-hmm. Like this whole apartment complex, for all we know, could be filled with people acting like the Joker. How terrifying a thought is that?
Right, exactly.
And LA was bad enough. No, I'm kidding. I have nothing but love for LA. Kind of. So, we have two things. I
love Orange County. When we get into LA, it's kind of that's kind of a different story. But the Orange County, Anaheim area, great stuff, great place. Anyways, I'm sorry.
I have all the affinity in the world for Emerville because they gave us nothing but positivity in the world. But that's just my own personal 2 cents, and also San Diego area for obvious reasons. Anyway, so my point is, so here's what we do. The show will do this thing where we have like a little subscribe thing, which is kind of funny, a little fourth wall thing where you get at least these cute little bits where the running gag is Joker always wants the last word and always someone's interrupting him from getting the last words. Harley, I told you I wanted the last word. Like subscribe message to the audience and the Patreon thing. And our post-credit scene is, again, it makes all the sense in the world. He opens the door, tells him, okay, Harley, let's bag Frankie up because the garbage goes out tomorrow. Again, that's why he was asking about garbage pickup. It comes back. The post-credit scene's been awesome so far in these 2 episodes.
Yeah. All right, so that'll do it for episode 1. We'll review episode 2 as soon as we can. And like you said, Dragon, it just kind of picks up from here, but this is a great starting point, when you say.
Yeah, and final thoughts. This show shows a lot of potential with a very fun concept. We get some great mundane comedy. Again, the most important thing for me is that it honors the characters.
I would say definitely, like we just talked about Super Lunch, which took some liberties with the characters to a certain extent, especially with Batman. I would say this is more so like they're trying to pull the characters off of the comic book page and have them work where they're both, they definitely are, there's a sense of menace behind them, but you do kind of get to see how ridiculous these characters would be in the real world, but in an interesting kind of like black humor sort of context to it.
Yeah, and again, it's like with honoring the characters, it's it feels so perfect for the show because again, it's pulling the characters that we know and love, and they're very well represented. So these are characters you can believe, okay, these are pulled from the things I love most about these characters, and they're put in another equation, which is the charm of the show. It's that again, it's Joker and Harley, but they're not in Gotham; they're in L.A.
Sure.
Again, there's a hint of intrigue at the end with Addison. Absolutely, again, in the sense that there's she might. She's going to accept all of Harley and Joker perhaps going forward. We'll see how that goes. It's very fun, and I do question just going forward in terms of speculation, which we still don't see this in episode 2. Just going forward, I wonder if Batman or the other kind of Gotham characters will come into play.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I think that's also an issue of like budget and whatnot.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Again, it's also a question of Batman's usually landlocked to Gotham unless something. Basically, it's a question of when Joker does something in this show. We'll really know where they're going with this, Tiki. When Joker does something publicly, not because apparently working with the absurd, hilarious concept that people aren't just instantly noticing that he's the Joker. Because to be fair, they're in LA. They're in a different. To be fair, they're in a different place, and Joker's usually landlocked to Gotham. So
like in LA, like it's not that unusual to just see a guy walking around in a Joker outfit. It's not out of the ordinary.
Yeah, so I like that. That's kind of a miracle exemption you can absolutely buy.
Sure.
Like, okay, well, again, because LA is kind of a quirky place, and also Joker's usually held up in Gotham. Rarely does he leave the city, so people might not be familiar with the Joker Batman stuff. And that's why this lady's not instantly familiar with Joker and Harley right off the bat.
Exactly.
And it's just a question of when Joker does something publicly, like to the point where it would be so terrible. Which again, there's some tension there. If he does something so awful and so public that it gets on the news or something, and Batman will come across it and have to intervene. So there's a question. There's that tension of like, when is Joker going to do something so horrible that Batman's going to have to come to L.A. Point is, it's a very, very solid first episode of a series that seems to be getting better with each episode. Only 2 episodes in, bear in mind, but still very impressive. So I'm looking forward to the show. Really liking it.
Right on. Thanks for joining us, folks, on this edition of the Main Street Cinema Fan Fest. Like we said, it's kind of an added little bit of flavor to the superhero themed proceedings that we've been doing this month, including Gotham and Jessica Jones, leading up to Luke Cage. But we're definitely going to continue this into the future. But Dragon, definitely going to recap episode 2 sometime soon, like I said. And until then, see you guys later. Yeah.
Ta-ta!
Oh, Addison. It's a joke.